From shocking production choices to major story reveals, here are 6 revealed leaked things that could change how you watch the entire season. 6. A real storm. Hit the set during the crucifixion scene. One of the most remarkable behind-the-scenes moments from Season 6 happened while the cast and crew were filming Jesus carrying the cross to Calvary. According to an official behind-the-scenes feature released by The Chosen, the production team was preparing to shoot one of the most emotional and important sequences in the entire series. Jonathan Rumi had already taken up the cross, and filming was underway when something unexpected happened. The weather suddenly began to change. Dark clouds started moving in. The wind picked up, and before long, a storm began rolling across the set. For many of the people present, the timing felt almost surreal. They were recreating one of the darkest and most painful moments in Christian history, and at that exact time, the skies above them seemed to transform. What started as a normal filming day quickly became an experience that many cast, crew members, and visitors would never forget. Several people involved with the production later spoke about how emotional the moment felt. Some of the fans who had helped fund the series and were invited to witness filming were also deeply moved by what they saw. Many described a powerful atmosphere on set as the scene unfolded. Of course, storms happen all the time, and nobody is claiming it was anything supernatural. But for those who were there, the timing was impossible to ignore. It added an unexpected layer of emotion to an already powerful day of filming. Whether you view it as a simple coincidence or something more meaningful, it became one of the most talked about behind-the-scenes moments from Season 6. And surprisingly, many fans never heard about it. 5. Season 6 is the most expensive season ever made. Most viewers know that The Chosen has grown far beyond what anyone expected when the series first began. What started as a crowd-funded project has become one of the most successful faith-based television shows in the world. But what many fans may not realize is that Season 6 could be the biggest production the series has ever attempted. This season covers some of the most significant events in the life of Jesus. The story takes viewers through Gethsemane, the arrest, the religious trials, the Roman trial before Pilate, the scourging, the journey to Calvary, and ultimately the crucifixion itself. These are moments that millions of people around the world know well, which means the pressure to portray them accurately is enormous. To bring these events to life, the production reportedly expanded almost every aspect of the show. Larger sets were built, more costumes were created, additional props were designed specifically for these scenes. The practical effects team also faced some of the most demanding work in the history of the series. Dallas Jenkins has spoken multiple times about how ambitious these upcoming seasons are. According to him, these episodes represent the culmination of everything the show has been building toward since the very first episode aired. And when you think about it, that makes perfect sense. For 5 seasons, viewers have watched Jesus perform miracles, gather his disciples, confront religious leaders, and prepare for what was coming. Season 6 is where all of those storylines finally begin to converge. That scale can also be seen in the production itself. The season required larger crowds, more extras, bigger filming locations, and some of the most complicated shooting schedules the cast and crew have ever tackled. Certain scenes involved hundreds of people working together to recreate first-century Jerusalem during one of the most important moments in history. Simply put, this is not just another season of The Chosen. It is the season that everything has been leading toward. And based on what we've seen so far, it may become the most ambitious chapter the series has ever produced. 4. The cross and crown of thorns were carefully handcrafted. Another detail revealed in behind-the-scenes footage involves the incredible attention given to the crucifixion props. The production team didn't simply grab a wooden cross and begin filming. Instead, significant time was spent designing and building the cross used during filming. The same was true for the crown of thorns. The creators wanted these objects to feel authentic, heavy, and historically believable. After all, these are among the most recognizable symbols in human history. Every detail mattered. The materials, the construction process, and even the appearance on camera were carefully considered before filming began. Most viewers will only see these props for a few moments on screen, but behind those few moments were countless hours of work by artists, builders, and craftsmen dedicated to making Season 6 as realistic as possible. It's a small detail that many fans overlooked, but it shows just how much care is going into the final chapters of The Chosen. 3. The Roman characters are finally taking center stage. For years, The Chosen has spent time developing characters that many viewers never expected to become important. Characters like Pontius Pilate, Atticus, Quintus, and other Roman officials have appeared throughout the series, often operating in the background while the focus remained on Jesus and the disciples. Some fans questioned why so much attention was being given to these figures. Season 6 may finally provide the answer. The events surrounding the crucifixion placed enormous pressure on the Roman government. Pilate found himself trapped between political stability and his own judgment. Roman soldiers carried out orders that would become some of the most famous moments in history. Other officials were forced to make difficult choices as tensions exploded across Jerusalem. What makes this interesting is that most adaptations tell the story almost entirely from the perspective of Jesus' followers. The Chosen appears to be taking a different approach. 2. The scourging scene could be the most difficult scene in the series. Throughout its run, The Chosen has never relied on graphic violence. The show has always focused on relationships, faith, and character development, rather than shocking imagery. Season 6 may be the first major exception. Behind-the-scenes footage and production photos have already revealed large practical effects, setups, detailed makeup work, and scenes covered in blood. Many fans immediately noticed that the production appears to be treating the scourging sequence with a level of realism never seen before in the series. This shouldn't be surprising. The crucifixion story cannot be told honestly without acknowledging the suffering that came before it. Historically, Roman scourging was an extremely brutal punishment. It was designed to weaken, humiliate, and physically destroy a prisoner before execution. Many victims never survived the punishment itself. The creators of The Chosen have made it clear that they do not intend to create violence simply for shock value. However, they also appear determined not to soften the reality of what Jesus endured. That balance may result in one of the most emotional scenes the show has ever produced. For viewers who have spent 6 seasons following Jesus' journey, watching these events unfold could be incredibly difficult. But it may also become one of the most powerful moments in the entire series. 1. Season 6 doesn't end on television. This may be the biggest thing fans have missed. Most television seasons build toward a finale episode. The story ends, the credits roll, and viewers wait for the next season. That isn't what's happening here. The Chosen has officially confirmed that the crucifixion story will receive a theatrical release, turning the final chapter into a major event rather than a standard television episode. That decision says a lot about how the creators view these episodes. The crucifixion is not just another moment in the story of Jesus, it is the event that everything has been building toward since the very beginning of the series. Every miracle, every teaching, every relationship, and every conflict ultimately leads to this moment. Because of that, Dallas Jenkins and the production team are treating these chapters on a much larger scale. Theatrical releases require bigger planning, larger budgets, and higher expectations. They are designed to be experienced differently than traditional television. Instead of watching alone at home, audiences will have the opportunity to experience these events together on the big screen. That makes Season 6 feel less like a season finale and more like the beginning of something much bigger. In other words, The Chosen isn't just building toward an ending. It's building toward an event.